Welcome to What the Hell is Going On News. December 14th, 2025. In a quiet upscale neighborhood of Brentwood, Los Angeles. This was a sanctuary for the legendary director, Rob Reiner, and his wife, photographer, Michele Singer Reiner. Police arrived for a welfare check on Sunday morning and discovered a scene that defied the family's public image of warmth and humor. Both Rob, 78, and Michele, 70, were found deceased from multiple sharp force injuries. The investigation didn't have to look far. Within hours, authorities arrested their 32-year-old son, Nick Reiner, near the USC campus. This wasn't a stranger or home invasion. It was the son who once co written a film with his father about his own heroin journey through addiction and rehab. The love letter movie, Being Charlie, had seemingly predicted a struggle that would eventually culminate in an unspeakable tragedy. How does a family that spent decades advocating for civil rights and children's welfare end up at the center of a double homicide? Today, we're breaking down the timeline of that night, the history of mental health struggles that preceded it, and the current legal battle as of April 2026. We're going beyond the headlines to look at the evidence presented in court and the heartbreaking statements from the Reiner family. This is a deep dive into the Nick Reiner case.
Now at 8, the son of famed director Rob Reiner charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for allegedly stabbing his parents to death in their Brentwood home. Good evening, everybody. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Marla Tejas.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Susan Hirasuna. It's a double murder that's rocked Hollywood.
2 counts of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of multiple murders.
Charges filed today against Nick Reiner for the alleged murder of his parents, well-known director and actor Rob Reiner and his wife Michele. The couple found dead in their Brentwood home over the weekend. The 32-year-old son, who was arrested by U.S. Marshals near Exposition Park, also faces the special allegation of using a knife in the murders.
Prosecuting these cases involving family members are some of the most challenging and most heart-wrenching cases that this office faces because of the intimate and often brutal nature of the crimes involved.
On the night of December 13th, 2025, the Reiners attended a Christmas party hosted by Conan O'Brien. Witness reported a very loud argument between Rob and Nick. Reports suggest that Nick was behaving erratically, making guests uncomfortable, so they left early, a decision that would be their last. By the early morning hours of December 14th, authorities believe Nick used a knife to fatally stab both parents in their master bedroom. Nick fled the Brentwood estate, but was apprehended hours later in Exposition Park. He was formally charged with 2 counts of first degree murder with special circumstances, multiple murders, and the use of a deadly weapon. Initially, he appeared in court in a suicide prevention smock, though his appearance has since shifted to standard jail attire as legal process stalls. This wasn't a sudden break from perfect reality. Nick Reiner's battle with addiction and schizoaffective disorder was well documented. He had been to rehab 18 times. In 2015, he and Rob actually co wrote the film Being Charlie, a semi autobiographical look in their strained relationship and Nick's addiction. While the film was seen as a bridge between them, the internal reality remained volatile. In 2020, Nick was placed under year-long mental health conservatorship.
Well, new at 8, the hotel room where Nick Reiner allegedly fled after killing his parents was reportedly covered in blood.
The 32-year-old alleged double murderer checked into the Pierside Santa Monica Hotel early Sunday morning, just hours after a heated argument with his father at a holiday party. Fox 7's Matthew Seedorf is live in Brentwood with more. Matthew?
Yeah, we went by that hotel in Santa Monica. It's about 4 miles from the home where we are tonight in Brentwood. Still unclear exactly how he got to that hotel sometime early Sunday morning. But if you go ahead and take a look at this video, you can see inside the courtroom and outside the courtroom in downtown LA today, as we've been reporting, Nick Reiner, 32 years old, now charged with first-degree murder with special circumstances in the deaths of his parents, Rob and Michele Reiner. Prosecutors say the couple was stabbed to death inside their Brentwood home sometime Saturday night and into Sunday. Nearby surveillance video shows Nick actually walking about a half mile from the home after midnight early Sunday morning near a gas station. He was next seen at that hotel in Santa Monica around 4 a.m. checking in, and according to TMZ reports, there was blood found by workers later that afternoon on sheets and in the shower. But tonight here outside the home here, it's very eerie, it's foggy in this neighborhood, and it seems to be something that the community still shaken up by as this investigation continues. Reporting live in Brentwood, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Matthew, what do you know about whether or not Nick was able to drive? Apparently, there's been a couple of reports that suggest he didn't have a license.
Yeah, we really are still digging in and trying to figure out exactly how he got from Brentwood to that hotel in Santa Monica. But as I was saying, there is surveillance video out there that shows him walking about a half mile here around 12:15 a.m. on Sunday. And then his next time that he was seen was at that hotel in Santa Monica about 4 miles away, checking in with his own credit card around 4 a.m. So there's a noticeable gap there. It's unclear exactly how he got there.
Yeah, and it's also unclear time of death for the Reiners.
Yeah, exactly. So all these pieces still coming together. Then he was eventually arrested Sunday in the late evening hours after his sister made that gruesome discovery.
Yeah, some 6 hours after and near USC.
Near USC, so quite a distance from the pier side. All right, Matthew, thanks.
A critical piece of this deep dive is the medication change. Reports from early 2026 suggest that 1 month before the murders, Nick's doctors changed his psychiatric medication. This reportedly sent him off the rails, leading to his erratic behavior seen at the O'Brien party. His current defense team is likely looking at this as a core component of their strategy. As of late April 2026, the case is in a holding pattern. The preliminary hearing has been pushed to September 15, 2026. The delay stemmed from a backlog in autopsy reports and a change of legal counsel. High-profile attorney Alan Jackson dropped the case, and Nick is now represented by a public defender. He has pleaded not guilty, with his team suggesting that under the law, he is not responsible for these actions due to his mental state. Rob Reiner wasn't just a director, he was a master of empathy. From the biting satire of This Is Spinal Tap and the timeless romance of When Harry Met Sally and the childhood nostalgia of Stand By Me, he understood the human heart. He used his platform for tireless political activism and early childhood advocacy. His legacy is one of the common man finding greatness. Michele Singer Reiner was the steady, creative force behind the scenes. An accomplished photographer, she captured some of the most iconic images of the 20th century, including the famous portrait used in The Art of the Deal. She was a producer who balanced Rob's public persona with a private, fiercely protective devotion to her children. Together, their legacy is a 36-year marriage in the industry where such things are rare. They were a unit. Their tragedy does not erase their contributions. Rather, it highlights the devastating reality that those who provide the world with so much light can face eternal darkness that they cannot fix. They died as they lived, together, trying to support a son they refused to give up on. The Reiner case is often framed as a Hollywood true crime story, but at its core, it's an American tragedy about the failures of our mental health systems. It's a story of a father and mother who had every resource available and still couldn't save their son from himself or themselves from him. As we wait for the courts to decide Nick Reiner's fate in September, the films of Rob and the photos of Michele remain. They serve as a reminder of the beauty brought into the world, even as their private lives ended in shadow. Perhaps the ultimate lesson here isn't found in the crime, but in the struggle. A reminder that no amount of fame or fortune can fully shield a family from the complexities of the human mind. I want to thank you for joining me for this investigation. If you know someone that is struggling with mental health issues or addiction, please reach out and get them some help. Once again, it's been fun. I appreciate you all for tuning in to What the Hell is Going On News. Stay vigilant. God bless. Peace.